strategy here in just a moment. But Landon, with this strategy, how much money have you earned in the past 2 months since you began implementing that strategy?
I've only done one strategy over the last 2 months. It's like 64 days, and I believe I've made about $22,000 with one strategy.
Now, previous to that strategy, how much money did you make in the
with
previous?
Empower Network, I think the total, about 10,000.
About 10,000 over the course of what, like 15 months?
About 17 months.
About 17 months. 10,000 over 17 months, and then 22,000 in 2 months.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So before we even get into anything here, guys, my thing keeps muting when I'm down, scrolling. Anyway.
Stop clicking.
I was clicking the down arrow because my damn mouse is broken. I don't have the scroll wheel. And I think someone said that I'm like still stuck on the big frame, like they can't see Landon. I don't know if we got to change settings or some shit or.
That happened last week. I don't know. A script stopped working. I can't even post in the chat right now. So. Right.
Okay. Weird. So the question I have for you guys out there is how much would it be worth to you? How much would it be worth to you if you could learn a strategy where someone goes from 17 months of making $10,000 to 2 months of making $22,000, like more than double what they made in the previous 17 months in 2 months with probably a whole lot less work? Like, what would that be worth to you? I mean, I'm just totally curious as to what increasing your income from Landon, you were at what, about $1,200 a month when you?
I made $1,200 in March. $1,200 in March,
and then in April you made $10,000. Okay, so roughly he increased his income by like 942%. What's funny is you guys probably think I'm right on with these numbers, but I'm guesstimating. So, I don't know if that's right or whatnot. But I'm so like believable when I say that. The ones that I just pull out of my head, like that, you guys probably think that I'm right on. And actually, well, what's 10,000 divided by 1,200? Oh no, it's 833%. See, I was way off.
That doesn't even. I mean, and also just again, there's brand new internet people that are having results using this strategy.
Oh yeah.
Have never had a single result before. I mean, Landon had results doing things before this, just not like this. There are people that never had a single result that are now getting results. They're now getting signups because of the strategy. So, yeah.
Yeah, like Brett on my team, he did $100 in April. In May, after he bought the 15K, or I think it was the Costa Rica, like the last day in May or in April. So he got it in May. He made like over 3,000. So he went from like 100 his first month in Empower Network to 3,000 only using this strategy. He brought in like I think 11 to 12 people last month in May. I've personally brought in over 80 people in 2 months with just this. I'm literally not doing anything else. Like people can look at like my bank statements. That's all I do, and it works incredibly well.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So basically, the point is, guys, that it's working. And the cool thing is, it's not just Landon. Like Megan Paterson, she just got her second sign up, and I believe both of them came from this strategy. She was struggling to get signups before that. She plugged into this strategy. She's now getting signups. And I got to say this, guys. It's not just the strategy. It's that belief level that shifted. There's some conviction in her now. There's some things that are some of the people that never got results before that are getting them. Some people will go here and they're gonna try this strategy and it's not gonna work for them because they're trying it because they don't believe it's gonna work. When you set your intention that I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna figure out how to make it work, I promise you that Landon didn't just create one ad and then it was perfect and then he was on fire. I've created 20, 30, 40, 50 different ads with this, and only a small handful of them actually work. However, once you figure out the ones that do work, I turned an ad on last night. I've already gotten 3 signups from it. So the point being, when you figure out what works and you get the ads that do work and you have the targeted audience that does work, and more importantly, we're not only that, but then you start to understand copywriting and how to write the ad copy, which is what Landon went through, which was, I mean, my God, I have watched that again. I'm going to watch it again and again and again because that's where you really start to get through to the people and the emotion hits them and all this other stuff, and that's where the sales begin to happen is when you understand how to write. It's not good enough just to throw up an ad and target an audience. That works, but it works a whole lot better when you understand why you're writing what you're writing. And so the first time around, we did a training where I basically taught the concepts, but I didn't go into how to write the ad or anything like that. I just said, you kind of set your intention for what you're doing. You share a story, this, that, the other thing. I kind of just didn't really we explained how it all works, and we gave people concepts and examples of ads that have been working for me, and people have literally copied those ads and gotten really good results with them. And then people have gone off and written their own ads and gotten really good results with them. But then we did something real special this last week where Landon went in. And this is for people that own all the products, meaning they've spent $5,125 or whatever to get all the products. I mean, it's like only $5,000 to get all of our products and be qualified to earn all those commissions. Insane. But then Landon went and did a training last week where he discussed how to write the ads, but more importantly, why. The why you're writing this here, why this is going to attract people here, why this is going to trigger certain emotions here, why this is going to get people to buy here. And when you combine those two trainings together, which is probably only, about maybe 2.5 to 3 hours worth of training, 2.5 to 3 hours worth of training to now create a $10,000 a month, to know what it takes to do $10,000 a month, from $1,000 a month to $10,000 a month, like that, to know the kind of ads that you can write, to know the kind of marketing that you should be doing to get there, to me is freaking priceless. And so anyways, this training is available for people that are all in. And we did a promotion the other month where some people got access to it when they upgraded to a certain level. Well, we're doing that again, except you're now going to get access to not only my training but also Landon's training. And Chris, what level do they have to upgrade to in order to get access to that training?
Okay, so we did it once at the Costa Rica level, and what we've done now is...
Actually, hold on a second, Chris. Before you say that, I've got one last thing that I want to say about this. Brett Winman, who you can see he just commented right there at the top, plugged into this strategy, and he had never sponsored people before, right? I don't believe he had sponsored anyone before plugging into the strategy. I might be mistaken, but the second person that he sponsored ever, he sponsored while he was sleeping. Now, here's the crazy thing, the cool thing that happened, and it's not uncommon. This happens a lot. That person actually upgraded all the way to the 15K formula level, meaning that Brett had a $1,625 night while he was sleeping. He earns $1,600. I believe the $25 was a pass up to Landon or something like that. So he earned $1,600 while he was sleeping, because he owned the $25 product, the $100 product, the $500 product, and the $1,000 product. He owned those products. That's why he was able, and I believe he upgraded to the 15K product not too long before.
It was like 3 days.
It was like three days before. Okay, so he owned that product, and because he owned that product, he made a $1,000 commission, which is 100% commission on what he paid for it. He paid $1,000 to get the product, to get the training, and then he made a $1,000 commission 3 days later. If he hadn't owned that product, he wouldn't have made that $1,000 commission.
Which it's crazy because he upgraded like right after the event and before the event, and I'll just kind of like tell on him a little bit. Like he's on my personal team, so I can kind of tell like his secret stories and stuff. But he was in at 125 before the event, and I think he had one sale before the event. And he was kind of just like, I kind of want to get some sales going. He was like, and that's okay. Like a lot of people, they kind of like, I want to get some sales going. I want to get some things going before I go upgrade and buy the $500,000 thing. And so that was kind of like his belief. Like, well, once I get like $125 sale, then I'll buy the more expensive stuff. And so that was kind of his belief level before the event. And then he went to the event, and his mindset completely shifted. He's like, I need to get those products right now. And so he bought the products. 3 days later, he got a $1,600 sale while he was sleeping. If he didn't own them, I would have made $1,500 while I was sleeping that night. I would have sent him, like a thank you card and been like, thanks for the $1,500.
Hey, here's some cookies.
You're paying for my trip to Denver. But and so like had he not went to the event and made that decision to buy the products, like he would have missed out on those commissions. And a lot of people, they might not understand that in the beginning, but that happens all the time. In May, I had 3 people buy the $1,500 worth of products without talking to me.
Wow.
3 people using the strategy that we're getting into now.
Dude, Perig just left a comment. And Perig, we're going to have you get out here in a second, man. Chris, I don't know if you've sent him an invite or not. And
well,
I know we got to get Angela out, too.
Guys, I know. That's the thing, guys, is that it's been an hour, and I'm trying to get through everything, but for some reason, we've just got so much rants people keep going on, and we can't get through even all the recognition, because Thomas hasn't even had a chance to speak yet before we got to get everyone out here.
Perfect. So Perig just said that with this strategy over the last 3 weeks since he began implementing it 3 weeks ago, you guys actually saw him do it live on a Hangout. He actually began doing it live on a Hangout and got results instantly with the strategy. He's gotten 779 leads in 3 weeks. And just over this weekend, while he was celebrating his birthday in the park, he had a $765 day over the weekend while he was literally in the park partying with his friends because of this strategy. So, Chris, what do they got to do to get access to the training? Not just mine, but also Landon's, and plug in with this.
Effective tomorrow, if you are a 15K member or above, so if you own the 15K or you're all in, then you will have access to the Facebook training. Or if you upgrade in the month of June to the 15K per month formula, then you get access to this Facebook training indefinitely. So there it is. All right. So we took it down from all in, so you don't have to pay $3,500 right now to get access to this as a bonus. You only have to pay $1,000 to get the 15K and all the other training that the 15K offers for the month of June. And then after the month of June, we're going to put it back up at the all in. So you have the month of June to take advantage of this. That means that's a $2,500 discount that you get.
It's actually a $3,500 discount because they'd still have to buy the 15K formula anyway.
Right. Yeah. That's right. That's what I mean. $3,500 discount in order to get that training, which is amazing. So you want to take advantage of that. Big
and
time.
now here's the thing too, guys. Your team members are going to go buy this because they want access to it.
Yeah.
Because they want to know what Landon's doing to have $10,000 months. They want to know what Brett's doing, what Perig's doing. So they're going to do it.
Go ahead.
That's it. They're going to do it.
And you don't want to do. You don't want to be in a situation where Jordan was, or Amy was when she passed up her first two $500 commissions to Jordan, and those people were hard coded to Jordan. She never got anything from them ever again, and Jordan got it all. And so the same thing's happening here, where Jordan's lost $18,000 over the last 6 months, 7-8 months since this product came out because of that. So you don't want to wait. All right, so one other thing here, I would like to spend a little more time on that, but the thing is we've got, for the sake of time here, we got to get Angela out and actually get her on and talk about what's happening, and we also got to Perig out because he's rocking it too. And the other thing here is that we did something.
And then to kind of piggyback on that, I was watching a training, Jordan, that you did on the Facebook stuff, and changed like one thing in my marketing funnel, and went from getting a sale every 2 days to getting 1 to 2 sales every day.
Now, one cool thing about that, Angela, is that you're not implementing you're not doing Facebook paid marketing with that. You're actually doing an entirely different strategy. But a cool thing to note, guys, is you don't, just because you're going to watch a training on a specific strategy doesn't mean you need to apply that entire strategy. You can actually take what you learn from there, like what Landon taught the other week will literally, what Landon taught, it doesn't matter if you're doing the Facebook marketing, it will apply to your email copy, it will apply to your YouTube videos, it will apply to your blogging, it will apply to everything you do. It doesn't have to just be the Facebook stuff. So you applied it to an entirely different strategy and you got better results because of it.
Yeah, I mean, I literally applied it to some stuff that I learned from Chris like a while back, and took it, and yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe it because it's literally the same traffic. I'm still baffled. Like the same exact traffic that was getting me a sale every few days is getting me 1 to 2 sales a day now, and I'm just like, I'm changing one thing.
And I can vouch for that because I'm looking at my back office and I'm getting a pass up from Angela like every other day or so. Like every 2 to 3 days, I got a pass up. Going, what is she doing? Oh my goodness. So, Perig, tell us about this 15K formula case study you got going on.
Yep.
Give us an update.
Sure. So I posted an update about 2 weeks ago. I got some even more updated numbers.
Okay, now quickly before we go there, I just want to preface here for new people on the call and people who haven't been really exposed to this yet. Perig took the 15K per month formula and he actually created a case study where he took a couple of the methods in the 15K and went through it and made sure to follow it to the letter and started documenting his results on a daily basis to actually give proof in the pudding of what those products can do. And he's still early along in the process. He hasn't hit like that, normally what we call with the caveat here, the magical 90-day period where it's really starting to compound. So we're seeing some results, not huge ones yet, but I would love to just get an update so that we see that there's progress being made, although it hasn't even been 90 days yet. Tell us what's going on, Perik.
So yeah, to give actually an update, I got a couple of numbers here, a couple of updates. So
I know Jordan will love it.
I'm getting excited already, man. Keep going.
and it's actually interesting. And to be fair, it's actually almost been 90 days since I started. But here's what happened. For the first 2 months, I kind of did it halfway. I was committed in the mind was committed, but I didn't really take the right actions. So I was reporting every day, and I think I actually stopped doing that because I think that was taking away some of the time of doing other things.
Okay.
But for the first 60 days, so 2 months, I had generated about 700 leads, which was right around 10 leads a day. And about 60 days, and then and in that first 60 days, I actually had sponsored one person. So it's the slow portion of the curve at the beginning.
The foundational building, planting the seeds and watering them before they actually sprout phase.
Yeah, and even though I'm not new, I was still in this mode where I had to figure out what I wanted to do because I used to do things that I didn't want to do again. So I kind of had to shift my marketing to something else, which was basically starting over.
Yeah.
And also on May 14, which was 3 Hangouts ago, I think, when we started to pull people up that were having great results with some of the Facebook strategy that Jordan had posted, I was like, let's do it. And then I think that will work very well for me. So on that particular Hangout, if you were there, you remember I started to create the ad and do all these things live on Hangout, and I started to generate leads really fast. So
it was like 100 over that first 24-hour period, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just right over 100 leads in the first day. Yeah. So what I did is for the first 60 days, I've generated 700 leads and 1 sign up, and then I started to apply Jordan's strategy. And since then, so it's been 3 weeks, I've generated 779 leads. And I was sponsored 6 people at the basic level, and 1 person at the inner circle, and the same person at the Costa Rica.
That's awesome, man.
So
That's gangster, man.
That's awesome.
The cool thing is, guys, is that now if you upgrade in June, you get that Facebook strategy along with the 15K per month formula.
Yep.
It's a no-brainer. Friggin' brainer.
I mean, we did 60 days of 700 leads in 1 sale, and then you did just in the last 3 weeks 719 leads and 6 sales and one inner circle upgrade and 1 Costa Rica upgrade.
Yep.
So that is wow. I mean, that's like an 800% return. We're talking 600, 700. $700.
Don't worry about it.
$700 in commissions, even if you're counting pass-ups. $700 in commissions from the last 3 weeks, and you said you got 719 leads. So, wow.
It's 3,000% better.
And what cost per lead were you getting through that?
I am getting $1.14 per lead.
Okay,
that's better than me.
Wow.
So, Perik,
awesome.
you're pretty much already with what you've earned off of those leads that you did in the past 3 weeks. You're pretty much about even on cost per lead, and that fact that you've already made $750.
Pretty close. Yeah.
And you still got some of those leads. Well, not some. A lot of those leads have still not rolled over and converted and bought yet. Yeah. And team members.
Because I started that strategy in April. In May, I got like 10 sales from the leads I got in April. So and that'll happen for you too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. And so right now it's rolling at about 30 leads a day or so.
You made your money back in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
What
kind of business in the world can you do that with? Can anybody tell me what other business in the world you make your money back in the first 3 weeks? Do you guys realize
drug dealing? But that is very
well,
illegal.
yeah,
very illegal. Do not say that I told you to do that.
Why did you throw it out there? Drink coffee.
Actually,
right now.
no. You know why I throw it out there? Because there was some freaking idiot on my Facebook ad that I'd thrown out. He's like, I can make better money drug dealing. I'm like, yeah, well, go do that, you fucking idiot, and post about it on Facebook. You're make better money drug dealing, and let's see, you know.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That is the funniest thing.
You know, the funny thing is, guys, is like here's if you're a real business owner, entrepreneur, and you're looking to invest serious money into a brick and mortar business, let me tell you what goes on. Okay, I was actually looking at a Wendy's franchise about 10 years ago, and I was talking with the owner, and it's almost the same as that for McDonald's. And you know, you have to spend $1 million up front to get a McDonald's franchise, and you're going to expect to make about $100,000 a year after all your expenses that you put personally into your pocket. Or wait a second, what was that?
And you got to pay like $50,000 or something to go to McDonald's University to learn how to learn your McDonald's
So
market.
your first month you make $50,000 a year. You spend $1 million to make $50,000 your first year, and then average is $75,000 to $100,000 a year income for the next 20 years to pay back that $1 million that you invested into the franchise. You know, I mean, and 20 years to make your money back. Okay, just for fast food. Perig did this in 3 weeks.
And also, you know, not only that, but I've in the past 3 weeks I've actually worked less because the first 2 months, I worked less in the sense that I was spending a lot of time. I was writing some blogs, and I was spending a lot of time, you know, recording what I was doing at the beginning because I wanted to do that. And I think that's a great process for everybody who goes through that case study to see what the process was at the beginning. But I think when I get to a point right now where what matters most is what are the marketing actions, I cut down on that. So that saves me at least 30 to 45 minutes a day. And right now I'm actually really busy at work because we're like in a crunch in a program. So I have almost no time to do any business, and I just let the thing roll. And this guy who signed up this weekend, who, you know, my $700 commission, I didn't talk to him yet, so I just, you know, have to call him up. But the leads come in and the sales come in without me doing really anything in the past 3 weeks. So.
And he's probably going to buy the 15K formula now because he's going to want to learn what you did for marketing. Yeah, so you're going to make another $1,000.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it's really the strategy. This Facebook strategy is really powerful for. It's powerful for everyone, but it's mostly powerful for people who might not have as much time as they have, you know, some funds for the business on the paid side of it, and people want results fast, you know, because I mean 3 weeks is pretty fast to get some results. So I think if people on this call are really looking into getting results fast, the 15K formula in that one particular strategy is very powerful.